Is every project listed on Actors Access a legitimate project? Not always. And when you don't have a talent agent to scour the breakdowns and investigate suspicious projects for you, it can leave you vulnerable to scams. It would be nice to assume that all projects that you find on Actors Access, Casting Networks, or Backstage, or any of the casting websites are legitimate. But that's not true. So, how do you know if a project is legit? Here's what I do. Hi, I'm Nancy Nave. I've been a working actor in film and television for over 16 years. I'm also a career coach for actors, taking you step by step and by the hand into the industry and showing you exactly what to do to get into the audition room. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so I can keep making helpful videos like this one. In a project breakdown on any casting website, this is the information that should be provided. The title of the project, which is sometimes called untitled, union or non-union, the names of the producers, director, writer, casting director, the audition, callback, and shoot dates, the rate of pay, and shoot location. All of this information is available on the breakdown before you ever submit yourself for an audition. This means that there's a lot of clues to investigate before you hit submit. And remember that just because you submit yourself for a project doesn't mean that you get the audition, just to be clear. This is how the casting directors learn that you're interested in the project. Here's the thing, no one really polices the projects that are on these sites fully. So what are the scams that can happen? Obviously, there's new scams every day. So let's talk about a few red flags that can signal you to either ask more questions, keep researching, or just stay clear of this listing and report it to the website if possible. One of the easiest red flags is when a breakdown is riddled with misspellings, bad grammar, or wrong English structure in the breakdown. I'm sure you've seen these scams in the form of an email, and it's the same type of scam, but now it's written to look like a legitimate film project. Beware of project breakdowns that ask you to submit your materials to an email address. This is their way of taking you off of the casting platform and messaging you privately. Once you leave the website, there's no trail of communication, and you've given these scammers your real email address. Until you've auditioned and booked the role, you need to communicate with production using the casting platform. But once you've booked the role, they'll request your email so that they can begin the process of getting specific information to you about the shoot. That's legit. When you are contacted without ever auditioning for a project, this is sketchy. There's no reason why a casting director wouldn't want to meet you before they cast you. So ask a lot of questions before moving forward on this one. How about the rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 on how good of an actor you are? Or if you don't have any credits, don't bother submitting yourself. You're not the caliber of actor we need. Yikes. Both of those are absolutely unnecessary and downright rude. This screams abusive and amateur to me, so stay clear. If a project offers you an upfront payment before you ever shoot the project, this is a big red flag. Projects never pay upfront. You audition, you get booked, you shoot the job, then you get paid. Any upfront payment is suspect, and there's probably another ask coming at you before they issue you a check, which they never will. If the pay looks too good to be true, it is. Most non-union and independent films on the casting platforms will be between free and $350 a day. So if you see $350 an hour or $1,000 an hour, that's a big red flag. Now, there are projects that pay that much, but they're usually run through the talent agencies and not publicly listed for actors without representation. Location shoots that claim to be in your area instead of a specific city are a big red flag. This is them trying to find anyone who might bite at their scam. Productions always know their shoot location. Beware of a pay-to-play scam. It may look something like submit your auditions to this email address for a fee, or any other fees required to audition or be cast. You should never pay to audition, just like you should never pay for a talent agent or a manager. I've even seen a few projects listed that look like they're selling representation. It's like, click here because we're looking for new talent to represent. No agency is going to solicit for actors on these platforms. Another scam that really scared me was one that looked like it could be human trafficking. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's worth mentioning, and it went something like, amazing opportunity to travel for free to our beautiful set location in Rome. Must have a valid passport and available to travel within the next 3 to 4 weeks. all expenses paid, casting women between the ages of 14 and 50. This is a paid role of a lifetime. Send your headshots in ASAP. Now, don't quote me on the verbiage, but it touched along these lines. I know their actors saw this because the internet lit up when this breakdown came out. Now, this wasn't on the top 3 casting websites that I always talk about, but it made it past security screening on other web pages. So wherever you look for projects, remember to look for the too good to be true test. So what should you do if all their information looks good? Before my clients submit themselves for projects, I ask them to do a few things. Go to imdb.com and search the name of the casting director, and producers. Do they have other project credits to their names? If they don't, this isn't necessarily a red flag since everyone has to start somewhere, but it gives you an idea of the quality and type of set you might be on if you book the role. While you're on IMDb, search the project title. Sometimes the project is already listed on IMDb and you can find inside information on the project that might help your audition. If the director, casting director, producers, or title are not on IMDb, do a quick Google search. You never know what information might pop up that steers you towards or away from a project. Don't be surprised if you don't find any information as they are still in pre-production and some of these projects are by film students or tiny indie projects. By the way, IMDb, which is the Internet Movie Database, is a free app that all actors should have on their phones. I use this app at least 5 times a day to search for all types of movie and TV show information on celebrities, directors, you name it. So let's just say I want to find out who plays Penelope Featherington in Bridgerton. I'd come up here, Bridgerton. I would click on Bridgerton and then I would just kind of scroll down and find the cast, and there she is, Penelope Featherington, played by Nicola Coughlan. And then I could find all the information about Nicola that I wanted. So say I wanted to find out what's the last thing that Scarlett Johansson has done. Then I would just pop in there, scroll down, look for say 2024 in her list of credits, and it's Fly Me to the Moon. Now I can find everything I want about Fly Me to the Moon. Or say you want to go back in time for a bit and find out who played Sandra on the Paul Walker movie Hours. Come down here, look for Hours, go to the cast list, and look for Sandra. Oh, look, there she is. Hello, that's me. And then you can find out everything I've been doing. So that's why IMDb is so important. IMDb allows you to research projects and people. It's pretty easy to find out if someone actually worked on a project they claim to have been on. So don't exaggerate your credits or roles when you're talking to industry people. I promise you, they've got IMDb on their phone and will most likely look you up if you pique their interest. Sometimes I check IMDb just to see if my instincts are right about someone. And if you're an actor with a few credits, you may want to consider subscribing to IMDb Pro, which allows you to upload your headshots, photos, reels, create a bio, trivia, everything that you see on every other celebrity's IMDb page. It also gives you access to research talent agencies and managers for each actor, which could help you in your agent search when you're ready for representation. If you're a pro, it better look like a pro. IMDb Pro is somewhere around $150 a year, but sometimes they have promotions. And I don't make any money from telling you about IMDb, but it's a legitimate tool that all industry pros use for many reasons. So do your research when it comes to looking at projects on casting websites. Look up everyone. And if someone looks suspicious, Google their name with the word scam after it and see what pops up. Reddit is also a common place where people go to complain, and it's easy to find other sketchy things about people if they've been dubious. Most of the projects listed on the casting websites are legitimate, but sometimes there's a few that make your ears perk up a bit and require a little more research. And if you're not quite sure, it's okay to let that project go. I hope this information helps you investigate the projects you're submitting to. Remember, it's your job to look after yourself in this industry. You're the CEO of your company, and you're also the product. Protect and advocate for yourself. Learn the business side of acting as well as the craft of acting. Have a great day and break a leg.